We are pleased to welcome you to this maiden press briefing convened by the Presidential Election Committee of the New Patriotic Party. The purpose of this engagement is to provide an official update on the committee's work and progress toward the presidential primaries scheduled for Saturday, January 31, 2026. This interaction reflects our unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and open communications to share our activities with the public in general and in particular the media. You would recall that the National Council, at its sitting on Friday, July 25, 2025, constituted this committee with a clear mandate to plan, organize, supervise, and execute the entire presidential election process. The committee's operational philosophy has been rooted in proactive engagement, early dispute resolution, swift and transparent communication to preempt suspicion and strengthen confidence in the integrity of the process. The committee has adopted a strict policy to proactively address and resolve any issues that come up while ensuring transparent communication to mitigate any potential suspicion. A policy that all issues will be resolved and responded to prevent suspicions. We have taken several steps to address and resolve issues effectively. From the inception, we have adhered to a zero-tolerance policy for opacity, ensuring that all issues are handled expeditiously and transparently to uphold the sanctity of the process. I'm sure you know committee members already, but let me go over them so that if there are any doubts, they'll be cleared. I'm the chairman, Joseph Oseusu. Mr. Kwabena Bankwai Yeboah is a member. Mr. William Yamwa is the secretary. Madam Rita Talata Sobaire is a member. Mr. Evans Nimakun, Director of Elections, is a member. Madam Ifwa Jechua, she's a member. Her Excellency Barbara Benisa is a member. Honorable Yaobwama, the Honorable Member for Ifia, is a member. And Mr. Mpofeduse is also a member of the committee. The committee's mandate includes the planning, organization, supervision, and execution of the party's presidential elections scheduled for Saturday, 31st January 2026. Our terms of reference include the full coordination and execution of the 2026 presidential primaries, the formulation of operational rules and guidelines, and engagement with the Electoral Commission, security agencies, and other relevant stakeholders. Our major activities so far. 1, balloting exercise. The Elections Committee, in collaboration with officials from the Electoral Commission of Ghana, successfully conducted a balloting exercise for the candidates. Below is the order in which the candidates will appear on the ballot. 1, Honorable Ken Ohene Japan. 2, Honorable Dr. Brian Echampong. 3, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. 4, Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. And 5, Engineer Kwabena Ejapong. Printing and distribution of notice of polls. The notice of polls has been printed and dispatched to all regional and constituency secretariats as well as to the respective presidential aspirants. Completion of operational guidelines. The committee has completed the operational guidelines governing the primaries. These will soon be presented to the aspirants or their representatives and the key stakeholders for compliance. Stakeholder engagements. The committee has held engagement with both the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police. These consultations have yielded highly productive outcomes, ensuring the process remains orderly, peaceful, and credible. Security arrangements. We are pleased to inform all party sympathizers, stakeholders, aspirants, and the public that the Ghana Police Service has been granted exclusive jurisdiction over the D-Day election security. No private or unauthorized security arrangements will be permitted at any voting center. Access to voting areas will be restricted to delegates, accredited presidential aspirants or the agents, and the electoral officials only. All other individuals will be required to remain outside the designated security perimeters. Stakeholders are therefore urged to abide by the rules and regulations governing the electoral process as set out in the guidelines to be published soon. Oversight role of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission will supervise the entire conduct of the primaries, including the printing, distribution, and monitoring of ballot papers, as well as enforcement of operational guidelines. Selection of voting centers. To guarantee neutrality and equity, we have tasked the Electoral Commission with recommending voting centers or venues, which shall subsequently submitted to the candidates or the accredited representatives for their attention and consideration. 8, nationwide album verification and validation exercise. The nationwide voter album verification and validation exercise, encompassing all constituencies and external branches, has been successfully concluded. During the process, some minor IT-related and clerical discrepancies were identified, including omissions, misspelled names, and inaccurate entries for voter ID and telephone numbers. These are purely administrative in nature and do not in any way affect the integrity or credibility of the voters' register. I'm pleased to report that all such issues are currently being rectified. Additionally, the exercise confirmed report of some delegates who have passed on, as well as others who have forfeited their membership pursuant to Article 391 of the party's constitution. In the interest of full transparency and fairness, all aspirants will be furnished with the provisional voter register on Thursday, November 13th. 2 weeks will be provided for verification, observation, and feedback before finalizing the register. Voting right. Members who have forfeited their membership under Article 391 shall be excluded from the process. Therefore, they shall not participate in or vote in the presidential election on Saturday, January 31st, 2026. Outstanding activities. Meeting with the presidential candidates to discuss roadmap, guidelines, and assurance of fairness and transparency. 2, presentation of provisional voters register or album to candidates. 3, conference or meeting with presidential candidates, the EC, and the police. 4, conference or meeting with the presidential candidates, National Council of Elders, former presidents, to sign a memorandum of understanding or a peace pact ahead of the January 31st, 2026 elections. 5, printing of ballot papers under the EC supervision, and then this committee shall hold bi-weekly meetings with the presidential candidates and accredited representatives. Acknowledgements. The committee expresses profound appreciation to the presidential aspirants, the Electoral Commission, the Ghana Police Service, and you, the media, and all party stakeholders for their continuous cooperation and constructive feedback. As we advance toward the 2026 presidential primaries, we reaffirm our unflinching dedication to a free, fair, transparent, and credible electoral process, one conducted without fear, favor, or bias. We respectfully urge all aspirants, supporters, and the media outlets to exercise restraint and responsibility in public commentary, to refrain from circulating unverified information that may cast unwarranted doubt on the integrity of the process or the party. Together, we will uphold the NPP's tradition of democratic excellence and institutional discipline. Long live the New Patriotic Party. Long live the Republic of Ghana. And I thank you very much.